Hello and welcome to episode 98 of the Game Train podcast. We are back. It's 2021. It's the first episode of the year. And joining me as always is Karl the Lyrical Smith. Hello.
Hello there. Hello, Callan.
Hello. Did you enjoy your break, your time off?
My goodness. Is that what it was? I feel like with streaming, we just don't stop. We do like a million podcasts a day, but we just don't record them.
It's been a month since we've done a podcast now. The last one was the 21st of December. This one is the 21st of January 2021. And on this episode is our first one for the year. So, of course, the episode this time is all about a look forward to 2021. Everything that kind of excites us, that wets our noodle about what's coming out this year.
Nice.
Yes, plus we'll have the lame love hype trains and all that other stuff that you guys know and love. And remember, we are doing this live on Twitch. Chatters in chat. Remember, save up your questions for when we get to question time later in the podcast. But before all that is the news. Alright, so the news for our first podcast of the year. New Pokemon Snap got a big, juicy trailer. That's right, it is coming out the 30th of April this year. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. I know I am.
Bro, what? A game about photo mode? I'm pretty excited, man.
Mm-hmm.
They finally found a way for both co-hosts of Game Train to come together and give us something you like, Pokemon or whatever them colorful monsters are, and photo mode, the important part.
You're going to be so disappointed in the photo mode in this game, though, because legit, the old one was you push the button, it goes click, and that's it.
Yeah, that's all right. At least I can still feel like some sort of an explorer. Maybe we can stream it with like a David Attenborough voice. That'd be fun.
Yeah. So, yeah, you'll be able to point out all the little green monsters to everyone and all that. I'm sure you'll know and love them all that you see.
Yep, Pikachu and Diglett and friends.
Wow, I like how Diglett's like your second known Pokemon. Wow.
What is wrong with Diglett?
Nothing. So I'm very excited for that. It's the follow-up to the Nintendo 64 Pokemon Snap, which came out 1999 or something like that. A long time ago now.
The 64. My goodness.
Yeah.
That was the last one, hey?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And people have been crying out for a new Pokemon Snap, and we're finally getting one, and it's pretty exciting. And actually, I felt from the trailer, the graphics look gorgeous as well. It looks really nice. And the backgrounds and all that, and the environments, and I'm like, oh, I wish they'd make normal Pokemon look like that.
I know, right? The other Pokemon always look so much better. Like that Pokken one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they just make them look so cool. And then when it's a mainline Pokemon, they're like, we'll just...
Yeah, but it's always developed by other studios, not Game Freak. So the normal ones are done by Game Freak. In other Pokemon news, it is the Pokemon 25th anniversary this year. And it looks like the hot rumor is that we're going to get a remake of Diamond and Pearl.
Okay.
So who knows when that will be announced or whatever. But yeah, it's a big Pokemon year this year. Along with Zelda, it's the 35th anniversary of Zelda this year. I think it's Metroid. Metroid's got a big one this year as well. Maybe 35 years as well. Metroid?
Yeah, same year. And Kid Icarus, but no one cares.
Yeah. Wow. So yeah, it's lots of milestones in Nintendo's way this year. So hopefully they come forward and actually produce things other than Animal Crossing this year.
Oh my goodness.
I
hope so.
Anyway,
produce something.
Yes, moving on to one of our first delays of this year. Hogwarts Legacy, which is the Harry Potter game, was originally supposed to come out 2021, delayed till 2022. So we've already got one delay straight off the bat for 2022. I must say I'm a bit disappointed. I was kind of looking forward to this game, seeing what it's all about, but that's going to be... We'll be talking about this time next year on our 2022 outlook. Yes. And also another delay was the one you were looking forward to, Riders Republic, was supposed to come out at the end of February, but that is also being pushed back now as well. So we don't know when we'll see Riders Republic yet, but we'll be talking about Riders Republic a bit later on anyway.
Yes.
But in awesome news, in the greatest news ever, and we've spoken about this, you and I, privately a lot.
Yes.
Ubisoft is creating an open world Star Wars game. And we kept saying to each other, wow, who do we like to see have the license other than EA? And we kept saying Ubisoft because we wanted to see a great open world Star Wars game.
It was like a silly idea that we're like, oh, it won't happen, but wouldn't it be cool if we get, like, if Ubisoft just grabbed it and did it? But let's stop being unrealistic and let's move on from this conversation. Like, often we'd just talk about it and be like, nah, they wouldn't, but wouldn't it be awesome? And then they said this news and I was like, holy crap, this is exactly what we were talking about.
Yeah. So it looks like EA is being a bit more flexible with their ownership over the Star Wars franchise because they're supposed to, their deals until, I think, 2023. But
yeah,
it looks like they're just shelling out a bit earlier. And that's cool. That's great.
That works for me.
Yeah, exactly. Like, let's get another pod racer game made by a company that does racing games and things like, let's get more Star Wars games out there rotating through because we love Star Wars here.
I want more like mini games, not so much mini, but like not giant games where they're trying to fit everything in, like spaceships and then Jedis and discovering planets and blah, blah, like single things, like you said, pod racing or like squadrons. Like if you don't like squadrons, then it's fine. You can skip it and play the next game. But if you do like it, it's so specifically catered to that one perfect thing. Mm-hmm. So like, that example is that one was made by EA, but maybe if it's just this one particular thing that some other developer is particularly good at, give them just that, that project and make them do just that. Something small, because there's so many different nuances to the whole Star Wars universe that there's so much to play with. Yeah, and everyone tries to fit in everything like Jedi, and lightsabers and jumping from here to there and going to all the planets. And it's like, can we just slow down and do like one little thing?
Yeah, exactly. So that's very exciting. And then in the other news, Bethesda's Machine Games is developing a new Indiana Jones game. So we've not seen an Indiana Jones game for a long time. I think it's great this is happening, especially with the void left that we don't have Uncharted anymore. Now that series is kind of finished, we assume, from Naughty Dog. So it'd be kind of cool to have that third-person action-adventure game.
Isn't it weird that Uncharted, which is clearly based off Indiana Jones, is making a movie, and then Indiana Jones is making a video game? Yeah. Like, it's like, why don't you guys just stay where you are and everything's fine? It's like buying each other the same thing for Christmas when you're like, can we just buy our own thing?
The only thing, though, they haven't said if it's going to be first or third person. Now, Machine Games...
Oh, don't make it first.
Machine Games are the ones that have done the Wolfenstein games recently. So could we see a first-person Indiana Jones, which would be a real shame, actually.
I don't think so. I don't think it works with the whip. And he's so iconic, you know, like his outfit and his hat, that I feel like you have to see it, especially even in just the promo and stuff. And I am excited that it's Machine Games, though, because if they can do one thing well, it's reviving something from the 90s that no one gives a crap about and making it awesome. Like, not to say no one gives a crap about indie, but I mean, like, there's so many of the like younger generations growing up now playing games whose only Indiana Jones thing is the Lego games or Ride in Disney World or something. Like, they might have just missed the whole thing. Anyone that was born in year 2000, you know what I mean?
Or that awful Shia LaBeouf Indiana Jones movie.
Yeah, that could be their first Indiana Jones experience, and it's like, ooh, so maybe they don't. So I'm glad it's Machine Games for that reason, because they seem to be able to take something that's like long in the past, that was popular once many years ago, and then suddenly you're like, it's nowhere to be seen. And then also that thing where like, oh, they're making it, and you're like, really? Do people still care about this? And then they release it, and you're like, damn, that was awesome. So I'm excited for that, but please don't let it be first person. Not with a whip.
No, that's right. And the last bit of news I got here. Nintendo has acquired Luigi's Mansion 3 developer Next Level Games, so they're actually a part of Nintendo now. So that's kind of exciting too.
It's very interesting. Do they own like HAL or?
No.
Yeah, I wonder why they. That's what I thought. I thought they didn't, but there's such a strong Nintendo relationship there between Nintendo and HAL, and it's like that's such a powerful. Like when we see, or even like Game Freak, they don't
Yeah.
own them either. Hey,
I
and yet there's.
don't think
I
so.
don't think so. Don't quote us on this, but I'm pretty sure they don't, which is so like so interesting. In
Yeah.
that they feel like they needed to own these guys. I wonder why.
Don't
Like,
know.
cool, I guess. But like some of the best Nintendo games are from companies they've never owned anyway, and those companies don't make for anyone else. Maybe they made an offer and were like, "Buy us, or we'll make something for PlayStation."
Yeah, that's right. And yeah, so have you got anything else to add?
Biggest news: Game Train Podcast is back in town.
Ah, wow, that's amazing stuff there, Carl. And as always, folks, I'm going to slowly talk, and that's news. So you'd think I would have fixed the sound effect during the off
For
season.
2021.
No, it keeps going. But there'll be an update on that eventually. All right, so on to our games we've been playing in the interim, Carl. Is there anything
Yes.
that you've been playing since we last spoke?
I mean, lots and lots. We've been playing so much stuff. Cyberpunk was the big one, and at the moment, just doing that every 2 to 3 years resurgence of Minecraft lately. So I've been jumping into that a lot and playing with a bunch of the people from the community on stream. So that's a big one. And for me, it was new because we've done realms before. So we're jumping in another realm where you get a group of like 11 people together and you build together. And it's a lot of fun. But for me, it was the first time I've ever delved into texture packs
Right.
for Minecraft. I'd never seen them before. And I feel like such a noob because you can run them on the Xbox version really easily. You just click activate. There's a whole bunch of free ones, but other ones are like $5, $6. They're really cheap. And I jumped in and I was like, this is incredible. It changes the whole game. I'm running a Japanese themed one at the moment called Hitori Craft.
Yeah.
And it's just beautiful. It's like a more, instead of like the photorealistic ones, which is kind of the ones that make the news all the time, this one is more like a hand-drawn, cartoony comic style one. And besides the terribly freaky faces of the enemies and the creepers, the world itself is just like really beautiful. The trees and even all the menus are like really specifically redrawn and reanimated. And yeah, I've had a lot of fun, and we're just having fun building a bunch of stuff again. But I see every couple of years we just jump back into Minecraft and get sucked in a bit.
Nice.
So just that and a lot of Mario Kart.
Okay, nice. Do you
A lot of old
think
games.
do you think we see Mario Kart 9 this year?
No,
Oh,
stop depressing me. Don't
Okay.
talk about Mario Kart 9.
okay.
I want to.
Okay.
Or Nintendo Kart.
Yeah. It would be nice. Yeah, so I've been back on Tony Hawk again, practicing.
Oh, nice.
New high score of 43 million.
43 million. What does that place you on?
This is in warehouse, so I'm like mid-60s.
Okay. Mid-60s. Still good. Still top 100 in the world on what console?
Xbox, and probably top 5 Aussie, I guess.
Nice.
So that's pretty awesome.
That's huge.
So it was funny because the other night I beat my old score and I hit 41, and then the night after I hit 43.
Oh my God. Okay, so you've had many highs in a row then. Holy crap, that's so cool. I love that we're jumping back to all these old school sort of games. And I see in the chat here from our friend Mon that Uno's made a comeback as well. I have been doing a lot of late night Uno sessions, which I didn't think I'd ever play on a console, but it's really fun. Been playing it on the Switch. And Bomberman, jeez. I don't think I've played anything new lately besides Cyberpunk.
Well, I was going to bring up one called Neoverse, which is a card game.
Oh, yes, of course.
Yes.
Neoverse.
Yes. So Neoverse is this card game, roguelite card game. You can play as a different couple of characters. It's really fun. It feels almost feels similar to Slay the Spire, but also a bit different.
Yep.
Like you can constantly refresh the shop and spend money and things like that. And yeah, a few items you can equip at the start that you earn through trophies you get in the game and things like that. It's quite fun. It's
Yeah.
it's
I thought you'd enjoy that one.
yeah, it looks quite cool. It's got a very anime girls look to it.
Free on Game Pass if you have Game Pass.
Free
of
on
course.
Game Pass, and yeah, after playing Slay the Spire, it was pretty easy to pick up with the whole attack and defense and everything like that along
Special
the way.
moves and-
Yeah.
Did
yeah.
you use the Guardians at all?
No, I haven't tried the Guardians one yet.
Oh, I jumped into that. That was very interesting. It's very much like Slay the Spire, where you really get a hold of the game and then you try a different character and it changes the whole dynamic again. So
Yeah. Mhm.
Guardians is basically you have like a griffin or a dragon or a lion appear next to you.
Yeah.
And you and that Guardian fight together, and every time you do a move, you like earn a command point that you can use towards a Guardian, and
Oh,
they can
that's
either
cool.
help attack or help defend.
Yep.
Vice versa. So it was really interesting, and that thing you said about the shop staying open, that's like a big changer instead of like Slay the Spire where the shop is part of your journey if you
Yes.
choose that path.
Yep.
Whereas there's no path here. It's just next fight, next
No,
fight, next
yeah,
fight.
it's like 15 fights and that's it, but which is different
You
to
just choose-
Slay the Spire, which I prefer Slay the Spire in choosing because there's a lot of strategy
Yes.
that goes into that. But you know, they're different games, so
It's kind of there's a similar thing in that each fight there's three. You can do like an elite fight, which is a bit harder with better rewards, or there's like different fights that have different goals in them, and it's like if you do this fight and you don't get hurt, then you can win an upgrade of 2 of your cards or something. Like I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, there's all these little perks that you get if you do like bonus objectives and things like that. So that adds a bit to it, a bit of different thinking at times, and yeah, it's pretty fun. And then the other thing I jumped on, which is also on Game Pass, I jumped back into Sea of Thieves again after a long time out.
Oh yeah.
Which they've just added tons and tons and tons to that game now. There is so much in that game. It's actually really, really good. Like they've added more islands and things like that, of course. But different styles of missions and skeleton ships and different bombs and things you can throw now. And there's like the Kraken and there's like big sharks. And there's bosses on these islands which take ages to kill but give great loot. And yeah, they've added so much to Sea of Thieves. It definitely feels like it's a full game now.
Yes, yeah, we were really stretching when it first came out when we played it together. It was still fun, but besides learning how to like sail the ship and do handbrake turns,
yeah,
and that was about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that's been really, really, really fun. But yes, I guess we should move on from the games we've been playing and move on to the crux of the episode, which is our look forward at 2021.
Yes.
All right. So this is instead of reviewing a game this time, folks. So, 2021 music here. Okay, there it is. All right. So we're gonna sit here and discuss a whole heap of stuff we think is coming out in 2021. All right. So first up, at our look at 2021 is Soulstorm, which is the next in the Abe's Odyssey line. Now I know you're very excited about this. It was supposed to come out in 2020, but it got pushed back. So,
yes, pushed back to what all they told us was spring of USA's spring.
Yeah.
So what's that?
March, April, May.
Oh man, I hope so. I hope they stick to that, and they have been because just yesterday there was a tweet on the Oddworld Twitter that said spring is just around the corner, guys, and I'm like, oh my god. Just tell me the date. This looks really cool. I've talked a lot about it on this podcast anyway. So if anyone hasn't checked it out, Soulstorm looks to be like a, back to the origins of the original Oddworld franchise, where it's kind of like a 3D world, but it's all in 2D gameplay, kind of like Trials as well. And you play as Abe, and it's part 2. So it's replacing Abe's Exodus, but still coming right after the events of New and Tasty, Oddworld, Abe's Odyssey.
Yeah.
So, bit tricky there, but yeah, they're starting all over again. New and Tasty was the one that's already come out, which was almost a direct remake of Abe's Odyssey, and now this is the sequel. And Lorne Lanning, the creator, has said that he wants to continue on from now, from how this goes, depending on how the fans react and how this game goes. And man, I hope it goes well because I'm so excited. This is exactly what I love about Abe's Odyssey. So yes, please come out this year.
Yep. Nice. The other one, so next up is It Takes Two. So this is made by the same guy, Joseph Faraz, that did A Way Out. The Oscars guy who know him out there. Just like A Way Out and now the game I think was called Brothers. It is a co-op adventure game. And yeah, we're really excited to be playing this. It comes out in probably 2 or 3 months. And yeah, you only have to buy one copy of the game and your friend can play it wherever they are. So that's pretty exciting there too.
That's really cool, which they did do with A Way Out as well.
Yes, yeah. So I'm interested to see this. This looks like, while A Way Out was a serious adventure, this looks like more of a fun, silly adventure. So I'm interested to see how they go about it. And Karl and I are going to stream this one together because we love to do co-op stuff together.
Yep. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I will be being very careful around Callan.
But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that again. Another game from them, so it should be quite fun. And so I think that's out in a couple of months. It's not too far away. Speaking of spiritual successors, Back 4 Blood is coming out this year, which is the spiritual successor to Left 4 Dead. It's pretty much Left 4 Dead 3.
3, yes.
Yeah,
that's
3.
the number they can't count to.
Yeah, they're calling it Back 4 Blood instead. I'm assuming there was some sort of thing between developer, publisher, and all that along the way in terms of rights.
They don't own the rights, but they're still the creators.
So pretty much it's a Left 4 Dead game, which is a zombie shoot 'em up, which can do co-op with up to 4 players. And yeah, it looks really fun again. Looks pretty crazy. And yeah, Left 4 Dead fans are really excited that they're getting a new game, even though it's not Left 4 Dead 3, but they're like, oh yeah, it's still Left 4 Dead 3.
I hope it goes well. I hope it's better than the mighty number 9 we got from the Mega Man X creator. Was it Inafune? Was that him?
It
was the same kind of.
I missed all that.
Oh damn! It was the same thing. Like everyone's been asking for a Mega Man game and a remake, and so the creator of Mega Man went and made his own game, but he doesn't own the rights. Yeah. Capcom does, so he made Mighty Number 9, and it was like a Kickstarter, and it got heaps and heaps of people adding to it, and like supporting it, and it came out, and it was just kind of so-so. But then it pushed Capcom to just make a Mega Man game, and they made Mega Man 11. Well, 9, 10, and 11, and those were all actually quite good. So we'll see what happens.
Nice. So another one that we've been looking forward to for several years now. This was announced back in 2017. It's called Biomutant. It's from THQ Nordic, and you pretty much play as this kung fu cat guy of like all this customization that you can change his color of his fur and all this, designing it up however you want. It's like a kung fu cat dude that runs around using guns and things as well. Looks like
does he have like a robot arm or something?
Something like that. It looks like a really fun open world adventure game. Looks like something quite different. We haven't heard anything about Biomutant in a long time, though. A long time.
Yeah, I don't know if it's coming out this year. I'm expecting.
I think this is the one game we've said in our last 2 years of our outlooks of looking forward to Biomutant, and it never happens.
Nah, I just don't think it's coming out. I reckon, if anything, we're going to get one of two things this year. We'll either get a new trailer, because they're like well on their way, and it's maybe coming out next year or the year after. So we'll get like a new trailer, because I reckon somewhere along the way, like production has halted and restarted, and they've shifted all the assets to somewhere else, and they just haven't talked about it. That's what I think is going to happen. Or they're going to announce that it's just indefinitely canceled. But I don't think we're going to get it. I think it's one of those two things this year.
I'd be really sad. Know. I want to see it this year, Karl. I want to see it this year, man.
You can't just make it happen. Well, can you please manifest it into reality? Because I would love to see it as well.
Another game that was supposed to be coming out around February but has been pushed back to a later date in the year is Far Cry 6. The latest edition in the Far Cry series, starring Giancarlo Esposito as the villain. So he is the guy from Breaking Bad, Chicken Man. He was also in The Mandalorian as one of the bad guys, and he was also in The Boys as well.
Yeah, He pretty much plays the same character.
I know, same character every time.
Always and always.
So he's the villain once again here.
Yep.
This one takes place in the Caribbean. There's an uprising happening against the government or something like that from the original trailer. What we can expect from this is an open world Ubisoft game, first person shooter once again, and all that as you go across the map, clear camps, collect things and all that. But it should be a lot of shoot 'em up fun. I think it should be quite cool. The last one obviously was Far Cry 5, which was set in Montana, and a lot of people didn't like it for being set on American soil and things like that. So being set out in like Caribbean and stuff this time should be interesting. See if they go with an island theme or whatever again. Should be interesting.
Yeah.
So
I'm pretty keen. I wonder what's going on with February and Ubisoft. They're not really coexisting.
They're not liking
nope.
February, are they?
No. I was excited. This is going to be a good month.
Next up is Resident Evil 8, which is the follow-up to 2017's Resident Evil 7. Resident Evil 7 changed the series forever by going first person for the first time. So this is called Resident Evil 8 Village. And again, they're going with the first person route. But it looks absolutely glorious. It looks like it's set somewhere in Europe, up in the mountains, in this village that hopefully you get to explore the whole village. And yeah, solve the mysteries and things that are going on up there. I think this looks absolutely terrific, and I cannot wait for this one.
It looks very inspired by 4, which is kind of why I'm hoping that both those games don't come out this year.
I don't think we'll see 4's remake this year. I think we'll see 4's remake next year. Like, you know how the Resident Evil games have been dropping February, March? I think it's going to be the same thing with Resident Evil 8. I think because tomorrow Capcom are hosting a Resident Evil special event when I think they're going to be talking about like the anime, they're going to be talking about Resident Evil 8, and the rumor is they're going to be talking about Resident Evil 4. So I reckon we get the release date for Resident Evil 8, and I reckon they'll say Resident Evil 4 will be next year, and I think 8 will be quite soon around March, because all the other ones have come out at the very start of the year.
Yeah, that's true. 4 is a real tricky one, because especially now being remade, so many people of that version think it doesn't need a remake, but if it gets one, it's going to look so modern and so beautiful that it's going to end up looking so similar to this one. Just one's in first person and one's in third person, because they both have that kind of village vibe, that community instead of a single place, and just the time of...
I'm actually really disappointed they haven't gone and done Code Veronica. I think that's a big misstep. I know. That's the only one then. Once 4 is remade, I think Veronica's the only one that you can't get anywhere anymore. I think that's it.
Man, I'd much rather they made Code Veronica. That was awesome. And it's a different vibe, you know, like...
Oh, yeah, you're in a lab under the Antarctic or whatever it was, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. See, those two would be a better side-by-side release.
Oh, hell yeah. Now, we might be surprised. They might come out and announce Veronica's in development rather than 4, but everyone's guessing
You've heard it here first, guys, at the Game Train podcast.
Oh, stop it. We're just going to anger everyone. But yeah, so Resident Evil 8... yeah, Capcom's got a thing tomorrow morning. I'm going to be getting up to watch it. I think it's 8 or 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. So kind of excited about that. That's
tomorrow, the 22nd of January, for those listeners.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think, and I'm interested to see the Resident Evil anime, which is supposed to be coming to Netflix or something like that, isn't it?
Yeah, okay. Along with the Cyberpunk 2077 anime. Which is next year.
Yeah.
I wonder how that's going now.
I don't know. Anyway, on to games of 2021. Dying Light 2, a game that was announced a couple of years ago now. Follow up to Dying Light 1, which was an amazing game back in the day, which is, again, a first-person zombie game, but it's filled with parkour, so you're swinging around, climbing up things, jumping across gaps and all that.
It was really fun, actually. I love that.
It looks really, really, really cool, and... yeah, I'm hoping Dying Light 2 comes out this year. Again, it was supposed to be a 2020 game, but early last year it was announced it got pushed back. So I'm expecting 2021 this time. What would you like to see in Dying Light 2 that an improvement over 1?
Well, I just like to see all those systems that they're talking about actually come to fruition, because there's a whole concept of like, favoring different towns and stuff like that. And it's all about kind of running errands, if I want to put it in like a small, simplified way. But, like you get water for some people, or you support some people and protect one place.
In 2.
You can, in part 2.
Yeah.
Where you can like, and they talk about how, like, that's the new thing. That's what they're adding on, instead of just the usual sort of day and night cycle and all the parkour, which was in part 1, which is excellent. I'm pretty sure all of that's coming back.
Yeah.
But also this dynamic change in the way different towns see you and treat you, and how they work. And apparently, they can thrive, and different things become available, and different jobs and missions, or they can fall apart, and also different jobs and missions become available within those towns, depending on where you favor your time and your allegiances. And I hope that comes to pass. Like, it sounds really cool. I hope they didn't bite off more than they can chew. I do think maybe we were supposed to see it in 2019 as well.
Yeah, so I think it just keeps getting pushed back and back and back. But in terms of games that are getting pushed back and back, this is definitely not one of them. Elden Ring.
Oh my God.
Which
it's not getting pushed back, it's just disappeared.
Yeah, it's just disappeared. We don't know when this is coming out. FromSoft haven't said anything since the original trailer. They've been silent. We're all sitting here on just waiting for them to show us gameplay, please. I want this game to come out this year. I need this game to come out this year.
I know, right? You do.
So
this is the perfect game for you.
So this is going to be an open world Souls-like game, which is quite exciting to see if From Software can do it, because their level design is some of the best I've ever seen in video games. So how they translate that to make an interesting open world to explore is going to be the big selling point on this one for me. Like, if it's just barren landscapes, if it's barren landscapes and I'm just riding a horse from dungeon to dungeon, the dungeons are designed beautifully, I'm still not going to be fully impressed.
I know, like that you just go over here and then it's this beautifully designed spot, and then like go to,
castle over here.
A to Z, and exactly.
Yeah.
No, the princess is in another castle.
Yeah. Like, I'm picturing for some reason I keep picturing like Shadow of the Colossus's world, which was quite barren. There wasn't much out there. I'm picturing that. And then you ride along and you get to a castle, and then the castle's like magically all designed. Then you go back into the big barren world again. Like, that would really suck.
I hope not.
That would really suck. So I'm hoping it's really cleverly designed and awesome and interesting to explore is what I want.
Yeah, I feel like it would be. Like, these guys seem to take pride in their level of design. So if they're taking on something like an open world, maybe it's a smaller open world. We've seen some beautiful games like that where the world's just a little bit smaller, but it's still an open world, but it's like, very, very rich instead of just huge and empty.
Yeah. So all I'm saying is come out, please, Elden Ring.
Yes.
So next up is Deathloop, which was supposed to come out in 2020, but it got pushed back to 21. So this is a first-person shooting game, but you're stuck in a time loop. It looks like you can do different things each time, and you get killed or whatever, and you restart again, and you got to go through the game again, etc., etc. But you can change things up as you go.
So a normal video game, but they've put it in the story. And gave it more.
Yeah. So it looks pretty interesting. Comes out in a few months' time. I think it's coming to Game Pass, is it?
Eventually. So this one is a strange one because this is a PlayStation exclusive for a year.
Oh, that's right. The PlayStation Bethesda exclusive.
This one, along with what was the Tokyo game that they also is also part of Bethesda. I keep forgetting the name. Forgive me.
Yeah. I don't know.
Man, I totally. I'll look it up while I'm here, just so I don't give false info. Ghostwire Tokyo. There it is, guys. Sorry about that.
We've got Ghostwire Tokyo further down the list.
Yeah, well, this is the same thing because it's made by the same sort of umbrella of companies that are now owned by Microsoft, but are going to be. They were originally going to be exclusive to Sony, but now they're I believe a 6 or 12-month exclusive, so a 1-year exclusive. So we will see it on Game Pass eventually. Yep.
And speaking of, we might as well talk about it next. It was a bit further down the list, but you just brought it up then. Ghostwire Tokyo is another one that is coming out this year under the same boat, PlayStation exclusive under the Bethesda umbrella. They get it, as you said, an exclusivity for a year or whatever. What do you think of this game?
This one does look really cool. Like I like the look of this game because of the world building. It looks like something fresh and something new. It's a bit scary and weird, but like colorful. It's like that kind of daytime bright scary, which I'm always a big fan of.
Yeah.
Just because it looks really anime and modern, right? Like it's got like scary schoolgirls with no faces and big bright colors and like you're in the middle of Tokyo and big cities and like people are disappearing. I like that eerie scariness that you see in a lot of Japanese movies and stuff instead of the classic scary monsters in the dark type thing. So looks really interesting. I don't know what kind of game it is and what you'll be doing yet. There's a lot of mystery there, but I'm all in.
Next up, and we're expecting this one, the release date to be announced for this one very soon. I don't think it's too far away at all. Is the new Ratchet and Clank?
Oh man,
a Rift Apart. Wait. So this looks amazing. I actually thought we were going to get it as a launch title with PlayStation 5, but sadly we didn't. But I'm very, very excited for this one. The PlayStation 4 remake of Ratchet and Clank was awesome. It was a great adventure platformer. It looks like Rift Apart's going to go to the next level. I'm interested to see how this takes harnesses all the PlayStation 5's power and architecture, like they've been saying, how you instantly go from level to level through different rifts and warps and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, that's originally what was exciting me about this game the most, about how they could show the loading times and jumping from different worlds, completely different worlds, which is originally what had me excited. But now I just want to see how they implement the DualSense, because I just know they're going to make it awesome with all their weapons and all the different like biomes. I just know that these guys are going to go all out with it. So it definitely looks very, very exciting. So some others we'll talk about real quick is Riders Republic, which has been pushed back. It's supposed to come out in February, but this is the one where it's like they've got bike riding, snowboarding, the little thing. Nailed it. For those listeners at home on the podcast,
You can't remember the name. Wingsuits. I
wish you guys could see him. He looks like a squirrel.
The wingsuits, and it's this race that has all of them intertwined. It looks really fun because we're big fans of Steep here and Trials, and it's got a mix of all that going on. So that looks really, really damn cool.
Don't know when it's coming out. They just say 2021 now.
Yeah.
All I can find.
The next one I have zero interest in, but I know you do, is Mass Effect Legendary Edition.
I mean, not really. I just thought it was news.
Okay.
Definitely. I mean, it looks... I love those games, but I just don't know... With all that's coming out this year, I don't know if this year is going to be the time for me to jump back in. I know our very good friend Genghis Tuan is very excited. The Mass Effect series is his all-time favorite. And with the news of the new Mass Effect game coming out sometime in the faraway future, this I feel is a bit more exciting than it was when they just said, we're going to do the 3 again.
Yeah.
So now I think people are more keen to jump in to live through the better part of this franchise and sort of like get rehyped for the game. So I'm excited, but the thing that's making me less excited is that when we got Super Mario 3D All-Stars, I have this weird feeling that it's going to kind of be like that.
Oh, no.
And I'm just... If it's not, then I'm stoked, but I have this weird feeling that they're just going to up-res it and make it run at 60 and go like, thanks for coming, have a nice day.
Yeah. Another... You were talking about stars. Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga.
When did I say stars? No,
you said Mario All-Stars.
Okay, and I guess Mass Effect is, this is a game based in space where they have wars. And speaking of space wars,
yes. So Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga is coming out this year. I thought this was going to be a 2020 game, actually. Again, pushed back for probably COVID reasons, like most things have been. And we've still got a hell of a lot of delays to come as well. People don't be surprised if half the stuff's pushed out to 22. This is like your classic Lego Star Wars games, but this time it covers all 9 Skywalker movies, which is a huge feat because it's normally been based around a trilogy or one of them or whatever. So to have that much content in the game is huge. That's a big story to slug through in Lego World.
Yeah, I'm very excited though because these games, these Lego games, is it Telltale?
No, Telltale's gone, man.
Oh, well, I don't know who makes these Lego games. I need to find that out because I don't want to tell you guys the wrong things too. But these games have been getting better and better. And my point is that they make some beautiful games, but their best games are the Star Wars ones. Mm-hmm. So I just feel like this is going to be like the culmination of all of that development into this. And I think it's going to be fantastic. Like, I really hope so. Their games are so endearing and charming. Like, really, they're funny, but they're just so playable and such a fun co-op thing. And they have like these great character references and unlockables. And like, they really do find the best moments and they gamify them so well and not just make them fun to play in a gaming world, but they also make them funny.
Oh, yeah.
Genuinely funny.
Oh, yeah. So we've got just a couple more to get through here, folks. And these are the big heavy hitters. These are your system sellers. These are your epic exclusives. These are your absolute creme de la creme games. And the first one is Halo Infinite, which was supposed to come out at the end of 2020, but we know Microsoft did push it back after the outcry over the graphics of Halo Infinite. Do you think it comes out this year, and do you think they'll make it look a hell of a lot better?
Yes, and yes. I think it's going to be like a walk in the park for them, to be quite honest. By the way, before I go too far, Traveler's Tales.
Yes, that's better.
Not Telltales.
Yeah.
I saw the 2 T's in the logo, and I was like,
Telltale did Walking Dead. They're gone now.
That's right.
Yeah. Which is
Traveler's
sad.
Tales.
Yeah.
But yes, anyway, I think they're coming back, but that's a whole
with the
news.
Wolf Among Us too. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, that's a whole thing.
Well, yeah.
Yep, that's how we do. Welcome to the Game Trail. Game Trail. That's the bush version when we go bushwalking. Can we do Game Trail and do IRL?
Oh my god!
Oh,
you orienteering would be a friggin' nightmare. No thanks.
Oh my god, it would be. You should see me trying to follow directions in Minecraft. I can't even find my own house when I dig for some coal. So Halo, I think it is coming out this year, and I think they're gonna walk it out of the park. Like, reason I say this is, I don't think they had shitty graphics because they weren't able to make good graphics. I think they were happy with that, and that their focus was on open world, original Combat Evolved gameplay. Mm-hmm. You know, like that same Combat Evolved kind of a retro vibe, but made to look kind of newer. And I think they were more focused on that smooth 120 frames a second open world gameplay with a grapple hook. And I think that's where their minds were at. And when they found out that people were like, oh no, we still give a shit about graphics and we want this to look amazing, this looks shit. Mm-hmm. I think they were like, oh, okay, that's our bad because we thought you guys wanted fun, but I guess you want graphics, so we'll be right back. And I'm not at all worried because they remember what Halo 4 looked like on 360, bro? Like, that game looked incredible. So I think the way, like, their understanding of making something visually beautiful out of something that shouldn't look that good on a console that has like limited power, I think is amazing. 343 are so good at making something look amazing and beautiful. I just think their focus was somewhere else. I don't think they couldn't do it. So that's what I reckon. What about you?
Yeah, look, Halo's alright. I've played them all. Am I chomping at the bit for the new Halo? Not really. Will I play the new Halo? Yes, I will. Do I think they can do better in the graphics? They better, or they're just going to get eaten alive by the public.
Oh, they will. Like, they have to. That's why they delayed. So it'd be silly to be like, and here we are, and we changed nothing.
Yeah.
Like,
Pitchfork. Craig the Brute. They got to put an Easter egg of that in the game somewhere.
I hope it's just at least like a portrait photo or something.
Yeah, or multiplayer skin that you can earn.
Oh, yes, like a mask.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Everyone will want it.
Yeah, but they'd make it like really hard to, unlock.
Yep.
And stuff.
Developer only.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So
kill a developer.
Swinging away from Xbox at the PlayStation, the big other PlayStation title, which we're pretty certain is going to come this year, is Horizon Forbidden West, which is the follow-up to 2017. We've got a lot of follow-up to 2017 coming here, which was actually our first year of Game Train, so it's kind of exciting to see all the sequels for those games that we spoke about back then starting to come out now, which is quite exciting. The follow-up to 2017's Horizon Zero Dawn. It looks like Aloy's heading west across more of America, etc. And then you'll get to the West Coast. Swimming now, correct. The one thing I want them to see them do this time, though, is obviously add in new beasts to fight, etc. But God, please put the Breath of the Wild style climbing in there with a stamina bar. Please. Just put that in the game. Put that in the game.
Just climb everything.
And it will be
I'm sure
epic. Oh, and flying.
They released, they worked on that.
Flying robots as well that you can actually fly on this time. Because that was a big disappointment.
Flying robots.
Yeah. Well, they had flying robots, but you couldn't fly on them in the last one.
I'm a bit worried though because flying ruined Rage 2 for me straight away in that big open world. So as soon as I was able to fly in that game, which was unfortunately pretty early in.
Yep.
The exploration died, and I was like, "This sucks. I can just go anywhere." And
it'd probably be an end game thing. You don't get it till right near the end that you've explored the whole map. Story thing happens, and you get the ability.
Oh yeah, that could work.
So at least you've gone across most of the map and that sort of thing. So I think that would be quite fun to do. Yeah. And it'd be a different way of fighting some of the beasts that you'd be able to fight them from the air rather than on the ground. And
yeah, that could be cool. And I do think you'll be able to climb everything because. To be fair, they were developing that before Breath of the Wild came out and changed the world of open world gaming. So I'm sure as soon as that game came out, which is like, weeks difference from their one?
It was in the same week that both those games came out.
Yeah. Well, that's what I reckon those developers went, all right, we did it. We made the freaking coolest games we possibly could. Then they saw Breath of the Wild and went, all right, everybody get to work. We're climbing everything on the next game.
Yeah. So hopefully it's just not those yellow platform things again that, you know the ones.
Yeah.
You know the ones.
Nah, they won't do that.
Because, it's been almost 4 years now since Breath of the Wild. So, most games should have a better climbing system. We've seen it in Assassin's Creed. They adapted quite quickly. So
yes, they did.
And the other big PlayStation exclusive, God of War Ragnarok, which is the follow-up to 2018's God of War. I don't know about this one. I don't think we'll see it. I don't think they released Ratchet and Clank, Horizon, and God of War in 1 year. I think we see God of War early 22. I don't think we'll see it this year. It's too close. It's definitely too close, I feel.
Yeah, and they had Spider-Man as well as a launch. You can't just throw everything at a single year, right?
Maybe. But, go big or go home. But, where would you fit them all? Like, what? Ratchet and Clank, April, Horizon, September, God of War, November? Nah. Be more like Horizon will float into that November category, October, November. And we'll see God of War maybe March, April 22.
You know what, though? I think just as a full boss move, they probably could and would do it just for the sake of having 2021 be the PlayStation year of promo. And they just use that to sell the PS5 because it is the very first year of the new console. So maybe they just go all out so that people at retail or people buying new consoles can just, sellers or buyers can just be like, what about PlayStation?
Problem is, what do we get from Sony next year? Spider-Man?
I know that's
because we're not getting another Last of Us for 5 years probably.
No,
not getting.
What I'm saying is that's the obvious problem. But I'm saying so obviously we say they should leave God of War for next year because obviously there's nothing coming out. But I reckon the other rebuttal of that move is to put everything this year and make it a promo year and just kind of don't care about next year. I'm saying that very broadly. Obviously, things will come out next year and whatnot, but they just go who cares? Let's just make this the boss year and just smash the competition so that in the following years, people will just use this as promo going remember that awesome year? This is the console you want to buy.
That's true. We've got Gran Turismo, whatever it is, coming out this year too.
Yeah.
Which is another one. And then who knows what other little side projects they've got brewing. I'm sure Kojima's going to announce something soon.
Yep.
And yeah, so look, I think we'll see the next Spider-Man next year, Spider-Man 2 next year, 2022.
Nice.
Which would be really cool. Because Miles was like a glorified DLC. Let's be real.
I mean,
so
it's the same map.
you know, so we could see Spider-Man 2 next year. But it'd be funny if God of War and Spider-Man both launched next year because they both launched together in 2018 as well.
Yeah, that's true.
So
I don't know.
they've
got
yeah.
There's a lot going on here.
But on to our last one in terms of
Oh, wait. Before you go, there's one I wanted to mention that I just thought of, which was Scorn, that's meant to come out this year. And that one looks awesome. That's the like the really weird, freaky, horror-looking HR Giga one. You know, the designer of Alien.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's meant to come out this year as well. And we have no idea what it is. They just showed like the only reveal trailer was like all that weird HR Giga style art, but it's all, instead of like dark, it's all fleshy and human colored and just weird. And it was just like showing more the world instead of what you're actually doing. But it was like squishy, yucky sounds and all this horror stuff and just weird monster flesh, like just very strange and gross, but it looks super interesting. Like the engine looked beautiful. It was all in engine.
Yeah.
And I'm just curious because his art is just so fantastic. So a game that's like completely centered around that could be really cool.
Yeah, and so the other big one we're looking forward to, and you're right, Scorn does look cool, is Breath of the Wild 2. Now, this was first shown off in 2019, the middle of 2019.
Yeah.
So we haven't seen anything on it in 18 months now. It's a Zelda anniversary year. I think we get it this year. I think we get Breath of the Wild 2 this year.
I hope so.
Now, what do you want to see in Breath of the Wild 2 dungeons?
Just less of them and bigger. That's really it.
Yeah, like big main dungeons.
I wanted to focus on the dungeon and dungeon themes instead of like every single dungeon having a similar theme.
Yeah.
I miss the elements and the different themes and just like this one does this particular thing, and which is hard to do because the point of Breath of the Wild is that you get all your moves early.
Yeah, but this isn't Breath of the Wild, it's Breath of the Wild 2, mate.
I know, but it would just be weird to take away that concept because what we loved about Breath of the Wild is the open world and the fact that it reacted so much to the physics of that open world, of what you could do with it. So if you take away all your powers, it takes away that main hook, and all we have is a big open world with a bunch of broken swords. You know, like, so...
No, because he'll have the Master Sword.
Yep, that's true. I hope they take that away.
Yeah.
But I just don't know. I want bigger dungeons and less of them, but like bigger, more memorable dungeons. You know, you remember the dungeons in the other Zelda games, whereas in this one you're like, I don't remember. There's a thing with a ball and you move a level sideways or something, and you can't climb the walls.
Well,
some of them have a strong bad guy.
Like, they've got to do something with the overworld to make it spice it up as well. They've got to spice up the overworld somehow.
Of course.
Now, whether it's a time jump or something like that, I have no idea what they're going to do with that. But just one of the big mysteries is Breath of the Wild 2, and I can't wait to see Nintendo actually reveal the next trailer on this and actually give us an idea into what we're in for. Whether it will go back to a traditional style where you collect things in each dungeon and you can do the next one, and then or whatever, and then you still get your powers for the overworld, but they've changed up the overworld in such a way that it feels fun to explore again.
And what are they gonna do?
I have no idea. But it's going to be really interesting to see what they do. It's going to be really interesting.
I feel so like weird and embarrassed because when that trailer first came out, you and I were like, "Oh, it's coming out in no time. Same engine. They've got all the assets. No problem. No worries. Here it comes. Any minute now." And it's been 2 years. Like,
well, 1.5 years. 1.5 years. Yeah.
Like we were like, oh, months, just 6 months, it'll be out, no problem. Watch, they'll drop it.
Yeah. Whoops.
So I don't know. Yeah, I really thought, and now they're making it out. I thought it was going to be a smaller deal than it was. Like it was going to be really amazing because it's Breath of the Wild 2, but more like It's the same engine.
You know what?
More like
I actually kind of wish it wasn't Breath of the Wild 2 and it was just a new Zelda game.
Well, that's what I mean.
Because it's
like,
being linked. It's being linked to it too much now.
Yeah, I was thinking it was gonna be at the time. Oh, this is more like Majora's Mask. It's just that game, but darker. It's like, you know, Red Dead Redemption when they did that big DLC and made the world scary. I thought it was kind of gonna be like that. Undead Nightmare. But now, because it's been a year and a bit, now I'm a bit worried because now it's been long enough that it almost feels like, oh, is this just gonna be like a big new Zelda, but it's gonna be underwhelming because it's the same engine?
I don't know. But then they won't be trying to make this one work on the Wii U this time. It'll be on Switch Pro if they ever announce that. So, so who knows? Who knows? Watch the space on that one. But I'm very excited for it if it does come out this year because, again, being a Zelda game, it will lay groundwork for a Game of the Year for sure.
Oh, and you know what else might come out this year? Which I have to give credit to our friend at Drop Bears for this little tidbit. But hopefully, Cyberpunk 2077 comes out of alpha or beta, and hopefully that gets.
Stop it!
I hope it comes out of.
Stop it! All right,
that might come out.
Yeah, it might. All right, guys. So that was our wrap up of what we're looking forward to in 2021. We're going to move on to the questions now, guys. So, guys in chat, if you have any questions you want to ask us, type it in chat and we'll answer it. Guys, remember, you can always find all things Game Train at facebook.com/Game Train Podcast. On Twitch, of course, where a lot of you are watching right now, twitch.tv/Game Train Twitch. Twitter at Game Train Talk. And where can we find you, Carl?
You can find me on Twitch as well at just the_lyrical. At the moment, just playing a lot of Minecraft. So come and hang out and the usual, doing a lot of singing and I'm playing some songs and all that. Or you can find me on Instagram at the lyrical. Also, just write the lyrical on Google, and you can find me right there on YouTube and Spotify and all that kind of thing if you want to hear my music.
Okay, all right. So, chat, you guys out there, you guys got any questions? You guys are pretty quiet at the moment. We don't have much time, so if you can smash out a question, here's one. Dav Paul asks, is there a new River Raid coming out in 2021? Probably not. I don't know. Stranger things have happened.
Funny you ask that, Dav Paul. They did add river raids to Assassin's Creed Valhalla in a small bit of DLC. So maybe you can ask Game Train here to demo some of that in one of his streams. But they have specifically added river raids to Valhalla. So that might be your newest version besides Call of Duty, which also has river raid in it. So you've got two versions of river raid in 2020. So to hope for one in 2021 might be reaching a little bit because 2 in 1 year is pretty big after nothing since 1984 something.
Yeah. 80
something like that.
I don't know. But yes, doesn't look like anyone's got any other questions for us sadly tonight. So
well, let's give them a countdown. Here we go. Nostalgia time.
Nostalgia time. What's a game you've played many years ago that you look back on fondly, but can't find anywhere?
But can't find anywhere.
Blur. Vagrant Story.
Blur is one.
Oh, I thought you were just going Blur.
Oh, no, Blur, definitely. Our good friend Paulie Kwan, another friend of the channel, and a friend of the podcast. He was playing that recently, streaming it, and he's the only other person that I talk to besides us that knows about Blur at all, which is a game on the 360, right. And it was like Mario Kart concept, but you're using real cars, like BMWs and Chevys and all that, and they still have like items. It was made by a developer called Bizarre Creations, and I don't know if they're around anymore, and the servers are no longer up. It was online, and it was so much fun. It was like, you could get homing missiles, and you could get boosts, and you don't just blow up, but you get like damaged, and you can get like repairs on the way. It was just so cool. I love that game, and it is just nowhere, and disappeared because the servers are down, so you can't play multiplayer unless you're playing at a friend's house. So yeah, that's mine.
Mine would be Vagrant Story, PlayStation 1 game. Can't play it anywhere anymore. So I want to remake.
Nice.
Square remake Vagrant Story now, please.
Yep. And if you're doing that, make Legend of Dragoon?
Yeah.
What was that
Yeah,
one?
Legend of Dragoon is the other one. Yeah.
I
never played that, but yeah, I've heard it was good.
It was awesome.
Dev Paul asks, when do you anticipate doing the 100th show? When we get to the 100th show, will be the 100th show, Dev Paul.
Wuppy.
Jono is not home asks, do you reckon we'll get any news about Beyond Good and Evil 2? No idea. They've been silent for a good 12 months on that. 2022 at the earliest, I'd say, Jono.
None. No news. I think it just quietly disappears.
Dev Paul, how much would Pokemon cards be worth, and do you have any to sell? Yeah, I've got about $5,000 worth to sell, Dev Paul.
Dev Paul, are you a buyer, and are you ready to go?
All right, that's enough for questions this week, folks. But thank you guys for asking those questions. Always good times. But before we finish up the episode, as always, we've got to go with the Lame Love and Hype train. And first up is the Lame Train. What's your Lame Train, Carl?
My Lame Train, since we've hung out last, is Cyberpunk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, just in general?
Just the launch of Cyberpunk and the fact that everyone on the consoles that it was promised on haven't been able to enjoy it as much as some of the others. And it's, I guess my Lame Train is more so that there is a good game there and that no one's talking about it because they can't. So there's just all this, there's the botched launch, and then there's the politics behind it, and all the apologies, and all this kind of thing. And I feel bad for the actual developers and how the bad management has led to this. And the developers actually made a brilliant game.
Fair enough.
What's your Lame Train?
Okay, so new year, new you is what they say, right? So we wanted to jazz up the podcast a bit, and I asked a good friend of ours to make up some. Yeah, that's right. I'm doing it. That's right. Joel Reddy, you are my Lame Train. If you ever listen to this, Joel, where's our assets? We were so excited. We still don't have them. We had to go ahead without them, Joel. I'm so sad. I'm so sad. No. So Joel, mate, you are my Lame Train. He was supposed to do up these nice assets for us with transitions and things. We don't have them still. So Joel, you're my Lame Train.
Oh no. That's Joel. Also is for our listeners, you might know him as the one of the CEOs and bosses of the beautiful Generosity, which is a beautiful charity that we follow and are big fans of. And Joel is a king of a man, but he is very famously mysterious and aloof and hard to get a hold of. The man creates magic. He's an actual wizard, but it takes a long time to conjure it up.
Still giving him excuses. He's the bloody Lame Train. He's yours as well, I can tell.
No, look at this behind me. I don't know what you're
All right, let's move on to the Love Train. All right, mate, what's your Love Train?
My Love Train is Cyberpunk. That
Why?
game is so awesome. I have just been actually loving it. I've had maybe it's crashed as often as any other game that I've played that's new, like Spider-Man and Assassin's Creed Valhalla and Watch Dogs, maybe once, maybe twice. Other than that, it's been a very normal open game experience tech-wise with a bug here and there, but it runs smoothly. It looks beautiful. The story is awesome. The side quests are unreal. I've had so much fun jumping into this world and exploring it. The characters are really interesting to me. I love jumping in all the different vehicles. And as soon as I got that double jump, exploring the city, which was just one of the most incredible cities in the gaming world ever made. It's just been wonderful. Just taking photos, which I like to do. I'll just be taking screenshots one after the other every time I turn a corner in this game because everything is just gorgeously designed. So mostly just exploring that world and playing that game has been my love train.
Okay, mine has been, I'm on a new diet and I lost 4 kilograms so far.
Nice. That's a real one.
That's a real one. I know. Yeah, it's taken me up 16 days or whatever it is now since I started on it. And yeah.
16 what? Days?
Yeah.
And 4 kilos?
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
Yes.
Mr. French?
Yes.
Very, very good.
So,
very, very good.
Yes, for those that have been checking out, I've been doing cooking streams finally. So I've been doing some
I've seen some
healthier
of those.
meals. I'm on a diet shake diet as well. So I only get 1 proper meal a day, which makes me really sad. But, you know.
Speaking of which, I got to order a pizza soon.
Oh, fuck off. But yeah, I've dropped 4 kilos. So hopefully it keeps going. And I start dropping more. So I'm trying to put off my COVID belly at the moment.
Nice.
Yes.
Well done,
yes,
man.
yes.
That's really, really cool.
Thank you. But yes, guys, so cooking streams have been going well as well. So it's exciting. We're doing a couple of those a week now. So it's really good. And Kyle's added 4 kilos. That's right, there, 4. All right, here's the hype train. Let's go. All right, mate, what are you hyped for?
Look, I always say Soulstorm because I'm very hyped for that game. But at the moment, I'm really, really hyped for Riders Republic, which is that Ubisoft game we spoke about earlier. I hope to find out the date soon, and I hope it's not like too late in the year because I really want to jump into another one of their worlds, of their open world sort of extreme sports. Steep just got better and better year after year, and they support their games so well. I'm always so impressed by how they do that. And a game like Riders Republic just seems like one that'll be a lot of fun. And they also do serious cool things with their sports and their physics, but they're really good at, like representing yourself in game with silly outfits. And I guess what's making things like Fortnite very popular. But I like something like that in just a game that I enjoy playing a bit more myself, which is something like this, which seems like, just the bikes and all like going downhill in this huge open world mountain. And previously, I'd be a bit confused by what that is, but now that I've seen Steep, I know how that would work, and I'm very excited for it.
Nice.
Yes.
I'm excited to hear all about Resident Evil 8 in the morning, which will be on the 22nd of January. So if you listen to this at a later date, it would have already happened. But I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to hearing the release date, some more details on the game, about the remake they're working on, whether there is Resident Evil 4 or Code Veronica. If it is Code Veronica, you heard it here first on Game Train.
Game Train.
First on Game Train. And about the animation stuff, because recently I actually watched all the Resident Evil movies and got right back into Resident Evil stuff. So
nice.
I'm pretty excited for some more Resident Evil news, the anime and all that. So yeah, I'm pretty hyped for that at the moment, I gotta say.
Awesome. Nice, man. Are you excited for the Monster Hunter movie now?
No, I'm not. It looks awful.
Okay.
Yeah, but all right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up. This was episode 98 of the podcast. Remember, this was broadcast live on twitch.tv/GameTrain Twitch. We'll be back in a week or two with a review of a game which we've got to select, and all that for episode 99. 99, which will be awesome, leading up to the big 100. We're still trying to plan on when we're going to do the 100th and where we're going to do the 100th and what's going on with it, and all that. But we'll let you all know when we get there and all that. But anything else you want to add before we bump out here?
No, that's everything. Rock and roll, guys. Be good.
Okay, all right. And this has been Game Train.